Yes, welcome to my high-end and frequency business podcast. My name is Lisette Lucas from the Netherlands, and I'm an international trained high-end success medium and a high-end and frequency business coach. Throughout my podcast series, I help ambitious, empathetic coaches who aim for high-end success, fulfillment, and ultimate life and business mastery, absolutely living and thriving from their stardust potential. I'll give you the tips, the tools, and energy shifts you need to shift to the next level of impact, abundance, freedom, and absolute energy joy. So I hope you're ready to shift with me. Let's go. The brand called you, your unique personal coaching brand. Own it and rock it. Yes, a very warm welcome to the High End and Frequency Business Podcast. The show notes of this episode you can find at www.lisettelucas.com/B42. In this episode, what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about what frequency is really important in your coaching and service-based business. And we're going to talk about how to shamelessly embrace yourself. And we're going to discover what people really buy. Well, awesome you're here. And when you're listening, you're already a coach, you're already a service-based entrepreneur, or you're ready to take steps. And really specific, you want to be the best you can be. You want to be above mediocre, and you want to stand out in your own unique way. So if this is you, this is the podcast for you as well. Well, what frequency is really important in your coaching and service-based business? When you've seen the title of this podcast, you already know the answer. It is you. It is your frequency that is the most important in your business. It's not the programs, it's not the tools you provide. People buy your energy. People buy your frequency. And I know for myself that especially when you're starting, that might be a bit scary. And almost everybody who starts their own business comes up with a name, a business name, right? I did it myself as well. I still work with the EnergyJoy name. And when I started my beauty salon, I was a beautician and skin therapist. It was called Beauty Studio LL, and the L stands for Lisette Lucas. So I was able to hide behind that beauty studio name. And I had clothing business, an online clothing business. I did that in 2003 when it just started. It really exploded as well. That was absolutely amazing. That was called Design Only for Kids. My kids were really young and I loved beautiful high-end clothes, always in the high-end levels, high-end clothes. And yeah, Design Only for Kids, that was my brand. And it, like I said, it exploded because I was selling brands for a specific price, but at a certain point it became such a big hit and it became so much work that I thought, okay, I have to sell my business. And so I did. So I sold my company, my business, and it was a really good deal. And yeah, it did hurt, but after working with the designer clothes like the major brands like Burberry, Dior, Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, and I'm from the Netherlands, so at that moment in time, it wasn't that normal to be able to buy that online. So that's why it exploded. I mean, yeah, so that was amazing. But I was like, I'm not here to sell clothes, but I felt in my soul, in my core, I didn't even know at that moment in time what I needed to do, but I knew this isn't what I'm supposed to do. So I sold the business and I started a new business that was called Energy Jewels. Well, not right from the start, but Energy Jewels. And that was the start of my spiritual journey. And I connected energetic frequency to jewelry. And that became a hit as well. And it was so much work at a certain moment that I transferred the Energy Jewels gradually in the EnergyJoy. So it was like the e-commerce turned into the energy exchange, the coaching, and the serving of people. And this is what I do and this is what I love. So why am I sharing this? Because I've been hiding behind all those different business names. And I remember I wasn't ready to put myself out there, even though I knew that people don't remember your business name. People remember you. And what's connected to you? Your name. Lisette Lucas, that's me. And have you Googled yourself? People will find you through your name. When I Google myself, people search for Lisette Lucas podcast. That's one of the most searched Google lines. So it's interesting to see people don't search for EnergyJoy. At least that's what I sense. People remember you. And that's why it's so important to learn to shamelessly embrace yourself. And now that you've heard my story, I mean, I started many years ago, I started my own beauty salon. And it was quite a journey. But it wasn't until I've done the inner work, the clearing of energy blocks, that I truly, shamelessly learned how to embrace myself from a pure and true, graceful place, that I was able to put myself out there like I'm doing now, like recording myself on video, on audio, all the possible ways you can put yourself out there. I'm doing it and I'm connecting my name to it. Well, we know the internet is ruthless. I mean, once you put content out there attached with your name, you can't get it off the internet anymore. So yeah, that might trigger something in the deeper layers as well. I even feel it while I'm talking about it, like, okay, so I better be true to myself and tell and share what I really feel as my truth, as I really am, because you don't want people to Google you and find things that don't really resonate with who you truly are. Because it's the most important part to be shameless you, because when you put out content, when you share your energy, truly coming through the essence of who you are, your soul, your stardust, where you came from, then you never have to be ashamed of it. Then you can always say like, oh, wow, 10 years ago, I shared that. And look how much I've grown. I mean, I'm growing every day, learning every day. That's why I always say to everybody, please embrace your own truth. And you are listening to me now, find your truth within my truth. I'm not saying at all that I have all the answers. I don't even want all the answers. Nobody has all the answers. My mentor, Mavis Patilla, always said, we only know one thing for sure. We're all gonna die. And that's the only thing we know for sure. And so it's up to you to find the truth within the oceans of truth, because especially again, when you look on the internet, so much opinions, so many people sharing it as the truth. But this is what I want to say to you. Always stay true to yourself. And probably while you're listening this, you're doing that already, but it's so important to acknowledge, okay, where am I feeling my truth? Is it at a soul level? Or is it at an old programming level? Is it old coding? Most of the people I'm working with say, well, my intuition is doing great. And then I say, okay, is this your true, authentic intuition? Or is that the filtered intuition? Because everybody is looking through the filters and feeling through the filters of their conditioning, of their BS, their belief systems. Yeah, and it isn't until you've cleared them, worked through them, that you are able to shamelessly embrace yourself. And it took me many years to understand that, to be honest. And this is what I help people with, because this is the most important part. You can learn marketing everywhere. You can learn how to build a funnel everywhere. But learning to shamelessly embrace yourself at the core true essence of who you are, yeah. And probably you can find it as well in different places. But for you, the most important thing is to feel and to trust especially your inner knowing, that the person who you plan to work with, the person who you want to invest in, that you resonate with that person. Again, you don't invest in their programs. Yeah, indirect you do, but you invest in the frequency they send out, and you want to embrace yourself. That's what you do. Yeah. So think again, especially feel again, because are you sending out the frequency of who you truly are? Or is that the energetic little version of you? Are you using your name, the name of who you truly are? And of course you can say, well, I'm not truly that. It's just a name, it's just a label. Well, are you embracing the name that resonates with you? And when people think about you, that they think about that name, your brand, because you are your brand. And most important as well, do you protect your brand? Because when you are the brand, yeah, there are so many layers attached to it as well. So to bring it all together, what do people really buy? And this is the most important message I want to bring across today. They buy you. And with you, I mean your frequency and your energy and the energy you radiate. People buy the authentic confidence that radiates through your energy and through your frequency. And that's what they want to buy. That's what they want to buy. And like I told in the previous podcast, I had a soul connection call last week with a beautiful potential client. And that person didn't even know how they found me, but they did say, and I'm always curious. I ask, well, how did you find me? And then most of the times they don't even know. They're like, you were there. I don't even recall how I met you or how it came into my world. And then I asked, okay, why did you take that step, that leap of faith to fill out the form, answer the questions, and plan this call? And then the person said, because I want to be with the best. When I'm doing this, when I'm investing in myself, I want to be with the best. And this was interesting because when I think about it, I'm not saying I'm the best. Okay, I'm at a high-end level. I'm doing what I do at a high-end level because that's what I prefer. That's the way I love to share my message and work with people, because it gives them really the high quality that they deserve. And I have more time for them and I have more freedom, and I learn them how to create more freedom themselves. That's just the way how I do business and what resonates with me. And for you, it might be different, but you're listening to this. So there's some frequency flying around that really resonates with you as well. But most important, why do I share this? Because deep within you, you know who you have to connect with, who you have to reach out. And yes, it might be scary and you might bump into resistance. And I always say the biggest change is on the other side of fear. And that's what it is. We aren't born to succeed. We are born to survive. And your energetic system, your body is wired to stay where you are. Because out there might be danger. You might not even survive, but that's not true. We know that. You are safe. It's safe to invest in yourself, to take a leap of faith. And sure, it might be scary, but the energy and the frequency of scary and excitement is powerful. That can shift you amazingly. I don't know if that's the word, but sounds great. Amazing, amazing in phenomenal ways. And that's what your soul craves for. That's what your soul longs for. So, yeah, my question for you is now, are you ready to embrace you? To fearlessly, shamelessly embrace your true, authentic self, your essence, who you truly are? Are you ready to clear all those layers, that old programming, and say, okay, I am my brand. I am the Lisette Lucas brand. That's me. Who are you? And yeah, I know, again, fear might come forward, resistance, like energy building around your throat. You know, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing me the blocks. I'm ready to deal with it. I'm ready to work through it because I know I have so much to give and so much to share. And while doing it, you learn. So start before you're ready. That's one of the most important lessons I've learned as well. Just put yourself out there. And while doing it, the energy and the downloads come to you, and you'll succeed in ways that you wouldn't even have thought were possible. I mean, the architect's plan of the soul, the architect's plan of the soul, your blueprint that's connected to the frequency of your soul. Just take that step Put yourself out there with your name attached to it, but promise me one thing, that you will share content from who you truly, truly are. Yes? Okay, so if you're ready to embrace yourself as a personal brand, and you're ready to take steps and to shamelessly clear all those blocks that are holding you down or small at this moment, please DM me the word embrace. And in the show notes at www.lisettelucas.com/B42, you can find all the information and download as well my free Above the Golden Line method, including free reprogramming hypnotation that will bring you faster and faster above the golden line, where you can manifest everything you wish and desire for in your life and business. Well, thanks so much for listening and looking forward to hear from you. Bye. Thank you for listening to my High-End and Frequency Business podcast. My name is Lisette Lucas, and if you want to join my EnergyJoy world, please drop me a DM, and really looking forward to connect.